Hi, and welcome to your first assignment in the speaking and listening portion of the class. Here in a moment, you're going to notice that the video will cut and then it will go to me in a different colored shirt. It's because the instructions I'm going to be giving are the same as my other class. You're just watching a different video. So I didn't want to have to remake the entire thing, so I'm just changing the introduction. Then it will give the same instructions. You will be watching a video as a group called I Was Almost a School Shooter. It was a TEDx talk, and the person that gave this talk really has had a large effect on the world because of sharing his story. So enjoy watching the video and going through your activity. I want you to watch it, and then as a group, first and foremost, I want you to discuss those things that pop into your mind. He's going to talk about some issues with bullying and mental health as kids are growing up. So have a discussion first on that. What came to your mind when you watch it? What were the parts that stood out to you? What do you think overall of this project? I mean, it was a huge project. What's your take? And spend some time on that. Then I want you to take a look at mental health as a whole in our school. Excuse me. I read an article here not long ago that it was the first long-term study of the effect of the lockdowns from COVID on teenagers in America. And it's no surprise that the whole coronavirus, COVID, lockdowns, masks, the social distancing, everything that went along with it had a big effect on everyone, but in particular on our youth, the little kids all the way through teenage years. Mental illness, the instances of mental illness have gone up 70% since the lockdowns started. So I want you to talk about that as a group. Why is that? What does one have to do with the other? What does being locked down or wearing masks or having to social distance, what do those things have to do with the prevalence of mental illness? Once you've done that, then I want you to think about mental illness specifically here in our school. And a couple of statistics that I want to give you that will help with your discussion. Number one, about 1 in 3 students in Madison Junior High School have a diagnosable mental illness. That doesn't mean that they're seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist. It doesn't mean they even know. It means that they have a mental illness that would be diagnosable if they were to meet with a professional. 1 in 3, that's a lot. Last year, they have that survey that they do. I think it's in the careers class where you go through questions about mental health, and it's the 1 week where they teach coping mechanisms and some of those things. From last year's results, we found that 18%, almost 1 in 5 students that took that study, that survey, had considered suicide in the prior 2 weeks. That's 1 in 5, right? So do we have an issue with mental illness in Madison Junior High School? Absolutely, we do. Is it unique in the United States? It's not. Our numbers are a little bit higher here, and I think you could take a look at that and add that to your discussion. The fact that we're in Madison adds some additional pressures. If you're going to play sports in Madison, you'd better win, and you better show up for every practice. And if your legs are broken, suck it up and keep on playing because you play for Madison, right? Also, because we're a strongly religious community, that adds its own set of pressures. And I think most of you, exactly what I'm talking about with that. The pressure to hold yourself to a high moral standard is difficult. And if you make a mistake, that's devastating, can be devastating. So there's a lot going on with mental health in the school. My experience as a Hope Squad advisor has been that we still have a long way to go to openly talk about mental illness. So, as a group, here's your project for today. Talk about these things. Establish where you're at. So talk about the video, talk about mental health in our school. What is your experience with your friends, people that you've seen, the bullying that you witnessed, those types of things. And then I want you to come up with something that you could do as a group today that would make this school more positive for anyone that's struggling. Maybe that's something to do with bullying. Maybe it's just a simple positive message. What would that look like? Is it a poster board in the hall that has sticky notes with positive comments? You could do that. Is it a video that we make for the Madison Rundown that we put on the school website? You could do that. Is it an advertising campaign with posters that you hang up around the school, right? Whatever you come up with, how can we use our voices, our communication, to make this school a more positive experience for every student in it? That's your assignment today. Work together as a group, get to a decision quickly, and then everybody gets their hands in the work to get it done today. If the project ends up being large and you come up with an idea that's going to take some time, we'll take that time. If it takes a class period 2, 3, 4, I don't really care. It just depends on the project, but it has to be that it takes that long because the project's huge, not because you're just not working, right? Remember, your grade comes from 100% of your effort all the time. That's where the grade comes from, all right? If you have questions, let me know. I will be stopping by to help prod along the discussion. This is the speaking and listening group, which means that you need to get past the nervousness and just start to talk. Turns out that you're all very similar if you're willing to actually speak and listen and be kind to each other. So get over the obstacles that you have right now and let's just start talking, okay? This is one class that a teacher is going to tell you, I need you to talk. So get on it. Have fun.